We're here with Colby Huntress of Austin Anderson for another podcast on the mark with Austin Fit Magazine. We're less than a week away from the Texas UIL State Cross Country Championships. Big time for you and everybody else in the Austin area who's readying for the last maybe the season, at least in Texas. How are you feeling going into this weekend?
I'm excited. I think my past cross-country seasons, there's been some roadblocks regarding injuries and sickness. And this year, don't want to jinx myself getting this close, but I've been healthy. I've been very consistent in my training, so I'm excited, and I think I've put myself in the best position out of all these years to do well at this meet.
Yeah, last year, best year, you were a senior at Anderson, and you were a returning sixth-place finisher from 5A last year, runner-up at Region 5A recently. You won districts for the first time, too.
Yeah.
Was that exciting for you?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting because my freshman year, actually, I went to LASA, and the district wasn't as competitive, so I actually won that my freshman year with my brother. And then I kind of went dry 2 years after, being the favorite going into both of those races. And then to close it off with a win was just really relieving and just kind of puts me back to where I feel comfortable.
Set you up for Region. You went out to Huntsville. What's that road trip like?
It's a lot of fun traveling with your team. We don't really travel a lot during the season. We just do meets around Austin, so it's a lot of fun. Being with the team, I actually really like the course, and yeah, the vibes are always up with the team, and the girls actually did really well again, so it's just fun going out there and competing and making good relationships.
Is it a hard course?
Some would say it is. It's a bit tough mentally. It's 3 loops, so you're just loop after loop. You're getting exhausted, but it's relatively flat, I'd say. So I actually like the course a lot, but I hear a lot of people saying that they don't. So I guess it's personal preference.
Going into your that moment, did you? Obviously, it is a precursor stage. So you have to qualify, so you have to run well. But you're so experienced at this point. Did you feel any sort of butterflies? How do you get ready for meets like that? Do you feel it every time?
I'd say yeah, definitely. I'm always nervous, but I think one of my big strengths is qualifying for bigger races. I just feel like I'm really good at placing in the top whatever that I need to. So I felt comfortable, just especially with the practices and the workouts that I've been doing. I just knew no matter how the race went out, I'd be in a good position.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to watching it this weekend. You going in there and having a shot to really chase after a title, as anyone would believe, right? That's the goal, to go in there and chase after it. So best of luck to you. We have to give a shout out to Ready to Run. We're in the store here off of Far West. You've picked up some hours here. You work here a couple of times every month, right?
I actually just started probably a month ago, but I come in on the weekends and help. But yeah, it's fun.
That's very cool. And people probably don't know. Very talented, elite high schooler, helping out. But great store, obviously. They provide all the running specialty expertise that you would need. 15% discount for middle schoolers, high schoolers. If you come in here, and if you spend here, money stays here. They invest back into the community. So great shout out. Just wanted to give that shout out to them. So we go into the state championships this weekend at Old Settlers in Round Rock, and the weather is prime, it feels like, for a great day. It seems like the weather is working out this year, not always the case. What do you feel like? Have you looked at all the variables like that will make a good race? Does that impact you, or do you feel like it impacts you?
I'd say normally the worse the weather gets, the better I end up doing. I actually like running in the rain, whatnot. The cold is not really my strong suit, but we're running at 10, so I don't think it's going to be down in the 40s like it says the lowest. But I try not to let it affect me. I know that I'm going to be the same runner and fit into my strengths no matter what the weather is. So I just kind of look at it as a positive whenever it's changing.
I know you're from Texas, but is 50 cold to you?
Yes. And not cold, but I definitely like warmer weather, but I don't mind it.
Okay. Cool. Well, you've been there several times. Junior, sophomore year, freshman year.
No.
Okay. So you've had two prior experiences. What's been your favorite memory so far?
I think last year, I think in the last mile, I think I passed like 16 people. That's just really fun, like finishing super fast. I thought the pressure was really off last year because, I mean, I got fourth at districts and then sixth at regionals and then sixth at state. So just progressing that much was just a sign to me that I am good enough to compete at that level no matter what affected me during the season. And I think, yeah, just seeing all the work you've put in pay off over those last parts of the races is probably my favorite.
Your strongest suit is your kick, I would imagine then,
Mm-hmm.
right? Did obviously the way you finished created that outcome for you. Do you feel like that is the best way to run the race that you want to, or have you thought about it this year, tried to run any differently to maybe, couple those results, make them any better, and then still have that finish? Like, how have you thought about the best way you run the 5K?
So I obviously realized that if I want to place higher, I have to go out faster. And there's only so much. It's nice to save your energy and finish strong, but at a certain point, I've realized that I need to get stronger aerobically. And so this year I've kind of increased my mileage slightly, which I'd say is still a bit low for a high school cross country runner, but it is higher than last year. I've been doing some long runs and, just going out with the front pack and just feeling comfortable running up at the front and going out faster. So I've kind of just realized that that's something that I need to do and just be confident in myself and know that the work that I've put in, I'll still have that strength of mind at the end no matter what.
We'll get you there. Yeah. Your brother, Kepler,
Mm-hmm.
ran, he was state champion at outdoor track and ran cross country, but you so far had the better career in cross country. but do you guys ever talk about, this sport, and has he ever provided you any guidance or insight as a brother?
It's a bit interesting because he absolutely despises cross country.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't enjoy it, whereas I've always kind of, it's not my strong suit, but I really do like cross country season. I like the training. I like being part of a team, which I don't think you get as much during track season. And so I think he just kind of keeps me reminded that track is my thing and kind of like what our family's thing is. But he's also really supportive, telling me all the stuff that like I should do for cross country. He's telling me that it is important to run fast in cross country.
Mm-hmm.
And so even despite the fact that, it's not his strong suit, he doesn't really like it. I just think it's helpful. He's always supporting me no matter what. And he's really optimistic, especially about his teammates at Michigan that are on the cross country team. He loves them too.
Yeah. I think has he run a couple races for Michigan in cross?
I think he does a 5K each year. I'm not sure if he's doing it this year, but
Gotcha.
yeah, he'll do a 5K. He trains with them during this time of the year.
So if I were to ask you which sport you prefer, you say outdoor track?
Yes. It might change in college, but
Yeah.
right now outdoor track is just so many more opportunities for me.
True. It's just two different feelings. I agree with you. I love the environment of cross country though, being
Mm-hmm.
out there with people, right? And running on grass. The season's so small.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it gives adequate time to really soak in that environment? Like I think you've had like 5 races, or 6 maybe.
I think 5 so far.
Is that enough for a season? It feels short. It feels condensed. This
Yeah.
season's ending November 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So for in Texas at least,
Mm-hmm.
does it feel short for you or no?
I think no. Funny enough, if you actually look at my school's schedule for the cross country season, they ran almost double the meets that I did during the regular season because there's just meet every week because
Yeah.
they really want to get those younger guys that experience to run.
Mm-hmm.
But as someone who's just really trying to build up and work towards the postseason, I just decided to make the decision to run a few less meets and train through the season. And I think especially if you think back, the cross-country season doesn't start when school starts. It starts during the summer when you're putting in those summer miles. And so I think it's a great amount of time. Eventually, I kind of get a bit done with running
you're like, I wanna move
5Ks.
on.
I'm ready to do
Okay.
some fast stuff.
It's
But
fair.
I really like, training in the summer and getting up in the mornings when it's still light and running.
Yeah.
I think it's really rewarding.
Are you going to continue your season after states, regions,
I'm still kind of deciding to figure that out, because if I ran, it would be NXR and then NXN if I did qualify. But I'm just focused on state right now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious. And then, have you ever run a fast 5K on the track after cross country season?
No, I haven't even ran a 2 mile on the track before.
Would you be willing to do it?
I think 2 mile. I don't know about 5K on the track, but I definitely want to run some 3200s this year.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Well, let's get a little bit more into state. Obviously, it's coming up. Your race is on Friday, right?
Yes.
Pre-race meal, anything that's routine for you?
Not really. I try not to be too superstitious with the things that I do. I think just having a good, well-rounded meal is what's important to me, and not psyching myself out if I didn't stretch my legs for 15 seconds longer. It's I just kind of go with the flow. I've kind of noticed that's what's gonna make me run better. So whatever I'm feeling, I guess.
Freeing your mind from all the distraction and getting in like a Zen state almost.
I guess, yeah, sort of. I feel like it's throughout the season, you're so focused on one meet, or especially for me, all I've been thinking about all season is state. Everything's going towards state. So I think it's hard to be so focused on something for that long. And so even though I show up to practice every day with the goal of state, I think, throughout my days and getting closer to the meet, you can't focus too much on what you're going to do, how you're going to step up to the line. I have a race plan in mind, but I try not to dial it in and change my routine until a couple days before.
Yeah. I know you said you're not superstitious, but I remember distinctly last year that you wore sunglasses. Are you still wearing sunglasses?
I actually really haven't been, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it for state, but I'm not sure. If it's sunny, then I think I will, because I remember at regionals I ran at 10, which is the same time I'm running at state, and it was actually pretty sunny, and I could feel myself my eyes I should have worn sunglasses, and everybody else around me had sunglasses on, so I'm like, it's kind of just going to be a game time decision.
Game time decision, okay.
But,
What pairs do you have? Is it the ones that Paul gave you?
Yeah, it's the Oakleys that Paul gave me.
Love it, okay. What have you learned the most about managing 5,000 meters in cross country?
I'd say you got to be patient, and you got to be relaxed mentally. I think it's really easy for the gun to go off, and you think every little detail matters so much. Every acceleration that each person around you makes. At the end of the day, you just got to run your race. You have to race the guys around you, but you can't change your form. You can't speed up every second and slow back down based on what other people. So I think I've really just learned to just dial in on myself while also racing people. It's kind of a weird idea, but I think just thinking about my body, not thinking about their body, getting more positive as the race goes on, I think is a big one. Instead of I just did 2 miles, I'm so tired. I think, oh, come on, I have a mile left. Let's get more positive. This is the part of the race that I actually like. So
yeah, that was one of my follow-up questions too. I've often noticed when I talk to athletes that the biggest thing that happens after race is we break it down and we evaluate all the things that we did right and all the things we wish we could improve on. But when we're in the race, sometimes we're just so locked in that you don't recognize that until afterward. But you're kind of saying you do recognize it, and you kind of have to fight off those temptations. But all of it's just a mental battle. So, what's the toughest part, I guess, of the sport? Just the mentality of it.
I think the toughest part is just, having confidence in yourself to run with the guys that you can compete with. Because I feel like it's really easy to say, I'm going to go out there and run for the win. I'm going to hang out in the top group. But I feel like it's so easy to say that, and then soon enough the guy in the front of that pack takes off, and you're in the back with some other guys, and all of a sudden it's just now you're going for like top 5, and your goal completely changes.
Yeah.
So I just think having a goal and focusing on that, and you can't be lenient on your goals going into the race. You have to say, this is what I want. I'm going to do everything I can to go do that. And just like keep yourself disciplined.
Cool. Well, you did mention one great thing about cross country is, running with your teammates and getting, that support around you. Has there been any great moments this season that you reflect on that were like you will remember about 2025?
I think I said this last year, but the regionals meet is always so much fun for me. I feel like at a lot of the meets, especially because I didn't go to as many this year, I just haven't built the best relationships with some of my teammates. 4 of our 7 varsity runners are all underclassmen.
Mm-hmm.
And so, most of the people that I was close with last season actually graduated. And so I think through the regionals trip, I just made such good friends with some of those new guys and got closer friends with the seniors. Everything, all the relationships just strengthen, and it kind of reminds you why you do it.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, those are the types of, I think, experiences that like make you realize like why you're doing it. I mean, you compete to see how fast you can go, to win, but also at the end of the day, like after you leave this sport in high school, you're gonna have people that you want to reflect with. So that's a great perspective to have. In these interviews, I've been like adding some questions from other areas outside of just us two. And last week I asked a question of ChatGPT. So I'm include that. I'm not gonna ask 5, but I have one question from ChatGPT, and it's I forewarn you, it's a bit like inane, but here it is. If you were a professional mascot instead of a runner, what would your mascot costume be? We have Halloween coming up. And how would you hype up the crowd?
I'd say I'm a big UT fan.
Okay,
so
you're gonna
I
go
mean,
Longhorn.
maybe I'll be a Hook'em. I'm pretty passionate. Both my parents went there, so.
Okay.
How would I hype up the crowd? I think I wouldn't want anyone to know that it's me under the costume, or else I'd just be too embarrassed. But, just jump around, get hype, get them going.
I don't know if you saw that viral video from earlier in the college football season, but an Oregon Duck mascot lost his head. He was running out in the field, and then he immediately retreated back. So it has happened before. And the state championship is on Halloween. You will be running on Halloween, right? Mm-hmm. Are you doing anything Halloween night? Like, are you?
Yeah, probably just hanging out with my friends.
Yeah. No costumes though.
No, I think costumes for
costumes?
sure.
Okay.
Last year I had it. I think I was running the day after Halloween, and so I actually missed out on all the Halloween festivities that night. But
yeah,
then the next night, it kind of once you get to high school, the Halloween spirit kind of goes through the weekend.
For sure. And do you know what you're gonna be, or is that a secret? You're still.
I know I'm gonna be Woody from Toy Story one night, and then I gotta figure something out for the other nights.
Okay. All right. Cool. I also asked Paul Carosa if he would provide a guest question because you train with Born to Run, and he said, "What's your favorite Born to Run memory?"
That's tough. I'd say whenever I was a freshman, maybe back when my brother was still in high school, we went to Nike Nationals, and we had a really big team like Andrew Bockel, Evan McGregor, Javier Mora, Leo Spitzer, my brother. We just had a really big group going to nationals, which is something that we haven't really had the past few years. It was just a lot of fun, just getting to run. It's also kind of fun being the young guy when all of them are juniors and seniors. So they kind of introduced me to the team and also to the sport, and so that's something I think about a lot.
You ran is that the 4:11 mile year?
That was sophomore year. This was freshman year.
Okay.
I ran a 4:30 in the mile and 1:58.
But they introduced you to what this sport kind of can be at a very high level. You said that you went to Eugene?
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of awesome for how old were you at the time?
I was, I guess, I was 15. But
Okay.
I actually went the year before in 8th grade with just my brother when I was 14.
At current Hayward Field or
Yes.
and just incredible experience, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I remember my brother was already going because he obviously ran pretty fast in high school.
Yeah.
And so my dad took me out to this AAU meet in Killeen, and I had never ran a mile before, but they only had the 1,500, and he wanted me to try and qualify so when our family traveled up there I could run. And I remember just running around. I had no idea what I was doing. He was like calling out splits. He was like, speed up a little bit, slow down a little bit. And sure enough, I got the qualifying time and then won my heat at Nike. So
Love it.
it was a great introduction to the sport, I guess.
Okay, yeah, and you've only gotten faster since. I want to ask you a ready-to-run question because you said you started working here, learning the ins and outs a little bit. Is there anything that you've learned that you didn't know already about the business of shoes and running specialty?
I definitely learned a lot about the different models of the shoes, which is something that I'm not really familiar with. I kind of go for like pretty popular shoes, I'd say. And so
Your own preferences, you mean? Or
I guess, or more so other people's preferences, I guess.
Okay.
Like a lot of the Nike shoes, I guess, is what I see a lot of people wearing and what the college runners wear when they're sponsored by whatever brand. And then Paul's recommendations that are popular on Born to Run. So I guess I've just learned a lot about each model and how each one differentiates from each other. And each one's can be used in so many ways.
He's a big Mizuno guy, Paul is, I think,
I think now he is, yes.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Just a couple more questions to finish this off. I just want to generally ask you, you after the new year, you have 5 months of your high school career left, high school in general, and then your career. What do you hope to accomplish over those remaining months?
I think the main goal is to win state in track. I feel like last year I had a really successful sophomore season, I'd say. I was ranked top 10 in the country in both my events. And last year I think I got a bit complacent. I did get sick with mono, which can affect you for a very long time, but I think I did get a bit complacent and inconsistent in my training, and it was pretty humbling as I kind of thought I was entitled to a state championship going into the season, and I learned that that's just not how it works at all, and you have to show up committed and you have to have goals and you have to be consistent. And so I think just working as hard as I can this year to fulfill that goal and knowing that it doesn't come easily, I think I really just want to see all the work pay off, and I'm ready to, put together a very consistent season.
I love that you have to go through some heartbreak in order to find some resolve in a lot of ways, and that kind of happened with you.
Yeah. It's tough. I was in 6A my sophomore year, and I was like, oh, 5A, it's going to be so much less competitive. But it's still Texas, and
that's not the reality.
5A in Texas is going to be the biggest school in any other state. So, just knowing that I'm not better than anyone, but also being confident and knowing nobody else can be better than me as long as I put in the work.
Cool. And then on a larger front, any high school experience outside of track that you wish to have, or just?
I think just enjoying the high school experiences. I've been able to go to HOCO, homecoming these past weeks. I went to ACL festival with my friends. Prom is in the spring. I'm a big sports fan, so going to the football games. Just enjoying high school and hanging out with my friends while also focusing on goals that are important to me.
There are worse cities to live in as a teenager than Austin, Texas. So you have a great experience to end out your time. And you have the state championships coming up on Friday. So want to wish you the best of luck. I will be out there, cheering you on, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. For everybody watching, thank you again for taking in this interview. We'll have more to come, and stay tuned. We'll have some coverage of the state championships this weekend. So thank you.